For a lot of us, the transmission is this mysterious black box, right? We get that the engine makes all the noise and power, and the wheels are what make us go, but what's actually happening in between? Well, today, we're going to crack open that box and demystify the unsung hero of your car, the gearbox.
I mean, that's the big question, isn't it? How do you take all that furious, roaring energy from the engine and turn it into smooth, controlled motion? Well, the answer lies in one of the most brilliant pieces of mechanical engineering you'll find in any car.
So before we dive into how it all works, let's start with the most basic question. Why? Why even have one in the first place? Why can't we just, connect the engine directly to the wheels and call it a day? The answer is pretty fundamental to how cars work at all.
At its core, this is what a transmission or gearbox really does. Think of it as a power converter. It takes the raw, high-speed power from the engine and adapts it. It gives you the right amount of turning force, what we call torque, for any given situation, whether you're starting on a super steep hill or just cruising down the highway.
And here's why that's so important. Just look at the massive difference in speed here. An engine runs best when it's spinning super fast. We're talking thousands of rotations per minute, or RPM. But your wheels, they spin way, way slower. So the transmission's main job is to bridge this huge gap.
The absolute best analogy for this is a bicycle, right? When you're just starting out or you're trying to climb a hill, you shift into a low gear. It's much easier to pedal, but you aren't going very fast. That's high torque. Then once you're up to speed on a flat road, you shift into a higher gear to go faster with a lot less effort. Your car's transmission is doing that exact same thing, just automatically.
Okay, so historically, transmissions have really evolved from two main families, and each one has a totally different philosophy about how you, the driver, should interact with your car.
So on one side, you've got the classic manual transmission. The clutch pedal, the gear stick, you are in complete control. And then on the other side, you have the automatic, which is all about making life easier. It does all the shifting for you, and it does it with a really clever device called a torque converter instead of a clutch.
And of course, there's a trade-off. Manuals are awesome for driver engagement, and if you know what you're doing, you can get better fuel economy, but they can be a real pain in stop-and-go traffic. Automatics, on the other hand, are incredibly easy to drive, but they used to be less fuel efficient, and repairs can definitely be more expensive.
All right, now let's get into the good stuff. Let's dive into the tech that makes the automatic transmission actually work, because it's not just about convenience, it's about some seriously clever physics. And this brings up a really important question. If you've ever driven a manual, you know that if you stop the car without pushing in the clutch, the engine just stalls out and dies. So, how do automatics get around this? Well, the answer is a component that completely replaces the clutch.
Say hello to the torque converter. It's a type of fluid coupling, which is a fancy way of saying there's no solid physical connection between the engine and the transmission. Instead, it uses fluid to transfer all that power. This lets the engine keep on spinning even when the wheels are at a dead stop. It's pretty amazing.
Okay, here's a quick rundown of how it works. You've got this part called an impeller. It's connected to the engine and it acts like a pump. As it spins, it flings transmission fluid outwards, kind of like a washing machine in its spin cycle. All that moving fluid then hits the blades of another part, the turbine, forcing it to spin, and that's what turns the wheels. The real secret sauce, though, is the stator in the middle. It redirects the fluid, basically giving it a U-turn to multiply the force, making the whole thing way more efficient.
Now, that classic automatic was a total game changer. But you know how it is. Engineers are always pushing for more performance, better efficiency, and that's led to some incredible new designs that you'll find in cars today. First up is the CVT, or a continuously variable transmission. Now this one kind of throws the whole idea of gears out the window. Instead, it uses a super strong belt that runs between two pulleys that can change their width. This system gives you basically an infinite number of gear ratios, so it can keep the engine at its most efficient speed all the time, which feels like one long, seamless acceleration.
So the huge upside to CVTs is fantastic fuel economy and a ride that is just buttery smooth. The downside? Well, some people think they feel a little less sporty because you don't feel the gear shifts. And if they do break, repairs are often a full replacement, which can get really pricey.
Next, we have the DCT, or dual clutch transmission. This is some high-tech stuff. The easiest way to think about it is like having two manual gearboxes working together as a team. One clutch handles the odd gears, first, third, fifth, and the other clutch handles the even gears.
So while you're accelerating in first gear, the computer has already gotten second gear ready to go, so the shift happens almost instantly.
The whole point of a DCT is performance. We're talking lightning-fast gear changes, and they're also really fuel-efficient. But the downside is that they are incredibly complex. So yeah, repairs are expensive, and some of them can feel a little bit jerky or clunky when you're just crawling along in traffic.
Okay, so we've got all this amazing, complex hardware, but what's actually controlling it all? Well, modern transmissions need an equally sophisticated brain to manage everything that's going on.
And that brain is the Transmission Control Unit, or TCU. It is a powerful little computer that's basically the mission control for your gearbox. It's making thousands of calculations every single second to make sure every gear change is absolutely perfect.
So just think about what this TCU is doing. It's this invisible brain, constantly monitoring this flood of data. It's looking at your speed, your engine's RPM, how hard you're pressing the gas pedal, how much load the engine is under, even the temperature of its own fluid. It crunches all of that to make these incredibly quick, intelligent decisions. And the coolest part? It can actually learn your personal driving style over time.
All right, let's switch gears a bit, pun intended, and get practical. All this tech is amazing when it's working right, but what happens when it's not? Knowing the warning signs can literally save you thousands of dollars and a ton of stress.
Look, your car will almost always try to warn you before a big failure. So if you see reddish fluid on your driveway, or you smell something burning, or you feel the car shaking, grinding, or hesitating when it shifts, it is trying to tell you something. Please, don't ignore these signs.
And really, this is the bottom line. Catching a small leak or a minor shifting issue early on is the difference between a simple, relatively cheap fix and a catastrophic, bank-breaking failure. Paying attention to your car really does pay off. So, we've gone from these simple mechanical gearboxes to these incredible computer-controlled marvels. But here's a final thought for you. With the rise of electric cars, which for the most part don't even need a multi-speed transmission, are we actually watching the final chapter for the gearbox as we know it? It's a fascinating question, and I guess only time will tell.